But you would have heard us talking to Jonathan Ailing last week about a curious case involving the Marlborough Library, or the Municipal Library in Marlborough, and a group which tried to book that library for a discussion. The group was called Let's Kids Be Kids. But the library, or the wokesters at the library, decided that this group, or what this group might say, it was like a future crime, would not be consistent with the council's, and these aren't exactly clear, sort of diversity and tolerance rules, whatever they are. So the Free Speech Union, and they are the champions of free speech in New Zealand, are going into bat legally. They say this is a breach of the Bill of Rights, and there's already precedent that says the council can't act like eggs in this instance. Well, I thought it would be good to talk to the group that wants to talk in the library. And we are joined now by Penny Marie. She is the founder of the group Let Kids Be Kids. Penny, lovely. Do you mind if I call you Penny?
Hi, Sean. Yes, that's fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. Lovely to have you with us. Sorry about the video thing. Where are you joining us from?
I'm joining you from Whangarei because we're on tour at the moment with Let Kids Be Kids out all around the North Island over the next month, helping to inform parents about what's happening. Okay.
Now, Let Kids Be Kids, tell us about your group. Who is it? When was it formed? How many members?
Yeah, sure. So over a year ago, in May last year, I went to my son's school board and I did a speech about my concerns around the relationship and sexuality education guidelines, and I asked them to show me where it was happening in my son's school. So I recorded that speech and it went viral, and then I have been inundated with parents since then who have similar concerns, and not only parents but also other members of the community, grandparents, some teachers. And so that's how Let Kids Be Kids was formed.
All right, so you tried to get some answers out of your school, as many people do. You went viral. A whole lot of other people said, oh, I kind of feel what you're feeling, and it grew from there.
Correct, that's it.
Okay, do you have the backing of any pre-existing lobby groups, political parties? And I'm sorry I do this with everyone, Penny. I just want to get your bona fides.
Yeah, so no, we are not politically or religiously affiliated. We are literally a group of mums and dads and grandparents who are concerned about something, who have gotten together and created a grassroots network.
All right. What is it that you're concerned about, Penny?
So what we're concerned about is the lack of informed consent for parents to understand what's going on in schools that is being taught to our children. So there has been a lot of situations where they're required by law, schools, to consult with parents around the sex education program at least every 2 years. And what we discovered last year was that wasn't occurring, and children were being taught things in class that parents were not aware of. And so if you're not aware of it, you don't know how to opt. You don't know to opt them out, which by law under the Education and Training Act, Section 51, you are allowed by law to opt them out. So how do you opt them out if you don't know what they're being taught? So that's the main premise of the questions, is trying to ask schools what exactly is being shown in class. So it's actually more detailed than the RSE stuff at the government level. It's what are the videos, what are the content being shown in class, and when it's about this topic where parents have a right to ask and there's secrecy and they're not being shown, then that's a big red flag for parents, because this is about a topic that's very deeply private, and it's up to the parents to be able to choose whether the children.
You say it's separate from RSE. Just clarify that for me, Penny. I don't quite get that.
So RSE, which is the big buzzword,
relationship, sexuality education.
Yes, so those are the curriculum guidelines that the Ministry of Education has set. So they're just a guideline, but what actually then flows down is what is the teaching content that's in the schools. So each school can choose how they do that. They're told by the government. We have a right as parents, or parents have a right to know what that content is. That's what you're saying. That's correct, yeah. Because they do have the right to opt in and opt out, but you need to know what you're opting in and opting out of. That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Look, I just want to go back with funding. How are you funded? Do you take donations? Are you doing this off your own bat? Have you had grants? We don't get any grants. we get donations from people that wish to support us, so private donations just through people that show up to the meetings and see what we're doing and want to jump in and help. We are not even a registered charity because the Family First was deregistered as a charity due to their standing, which is pro-family. Meanwhile, we do a lot of investigation and we see how many millions of dollars is being pumped into these.
Okay, can I just ask, what's Family First got to do with you?
They're just a group that also is standing up for parents and family values.
Are you associated with them in any way?
No. No, we're just a group of parents, yeah.
Okay, so you've got nothing to do with Family First?
No.
Okay, all right.
Not as an organisation. We all talk to each other.
Okay, and the reason you're not a charity is you think you'd be turned down because the wokesters don't like non-woke charities?
It's not really about the wokesters. It's more about what they put in as their policies would be around, it's the whole doublespeak of what inclusion is. So what is inclusion if they're excluding people who are doing something that they don't agree with?
Do you have a membership register, Penny? Do you know how many parents are sort of on board with what you're doing?
We don't have something that we would call a membership register. We have social media groups and an email list and people that come to meetings. So we don't have. There's no membership that people join us in that way. No.
Let's say so. Now the Marlborough. Let's focus in on Marlborough now. Mm-hmm. You've been holding meetings. How many meetings would you say you'd had around the country in ballpark figures so far?
Well, I just want to clarify that the meeting being held in the Marlborough Council that they were trying to book wasn't a big public meeting roadshow. It was literally just we've got regional groups setting up of little local networks, and it was a guy down in Blenheim just calling a private meeting for adults who want to have a discussion about what they're concerned about what's going on in schools. So it's different to what we're doing as a roadshow. Elizabeth Cave and I, we did 13 venues down in the South Island over April, May, and then we're just doing a North Island tour now. So we'll probably have ended up doing about, I would say, 30 or 40 locations on this tour around the country. Yeah. And we're invited in by parents who want us to come and speak. And we have trans activists and dissenters out there trying to ring our venues to cancel them for that. But what
you are, look, and in a different way, and I know the issue is different, you're facing the sort of cancel campaign on a national level that, say, someone like Julian Batchelor was facing with his Stop Co-Governance thing.
Yeah, I don't know too much about what he did in the sense of how he was doing his bookings. Yeah. I know that he got kicked back. But yes, it's the same situation as far as going into a meeting to speak about something that you care about and people thinking they have the right to stop us from doing that just because they disagree with the message. Yeah. Yeah.
Penny, can I ask you, then give us some examples of outfits trying to cancel you and how this works?
So a couple of examples that we've had was old Sunita Torrance there, who is one of those drag queens. She got wind of the fact that we were doing our roadshow down south, and she actually went on Facebook to all the community groups where we were trying to post to promote our event. And she lives in the North Island and we were in the South Island. Yeah. And she publicly posted on there saying she's going to ring all the venues to cancel, in which she did. So we knew that she was ringing them because they were telling us. We had the Deputy Mayor of Nelson, after we were in Nelson, put a